everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's see, I look really short. Don't look at my crazy bed. My husband's the one in the military. He's the one who knows how to make the beds. Yeah, I'm the one who gets stuck always making them. Anyway, hello, happy Saturday. When I'm posting this, it will be Saturday evening, so I hope your day has been amazing. I always like to think of Sundays as like relaxing, like we usually go to church or sometimes watch it online. And then we kind of will either like grocery shop, or we really just like to stay home and relax because my husband has had this weekend off, and so ignore my dog, and so we're probably just going to be relaxing the rest of the day because then he works the rest of the week. And so yeah, happy Sunday. I hope once again that it has been a wonderful day, and I feel like if it's been wonderful, that will be a fresh positive start to your week. So today's video is a very exciting one. I'm doing a collab with Tori, and so I will leave all of her information below in the description box, her video, her channel, all of it. So definitely go subscribe, check her out, let her know that I sent you. And then I will be posting a little clip from her video at the end of this video. So stick around to watch that. But for sure, go check out her channel. She is very good like at makeup and into like all the beauty and stuff, and I am not. And so yeah, definitely go like binge her videos and you can learn to be better at doing makeup, because I need to be better at makeup. Like, I'm not good at it at all. And so definitely go check her out, subscribe, give her some love, and I'm so excited to be doing this video with her. So if you're wondering what it's going to be about, we are doing a video about what it's like growing up in a small town, or what it's like having our hometown be so small. And we're gonna kind of like give you like a storyline. So our videos are going to be somewhat similar but then somewhat different, because I'm going to kind of go into it as telling you what it was like from living in a small town, and then what it was like from going to a school of 200 people to 2,000 people, and then like moving away from my hometown and all of that. So just kind of little story time. So I'm so excited, and yeah, I can't like wait for y'all to go watch her video as well. And so first of all, I'm going to pull up my hometown's population. I meant to do this before the video, but I did not. So my hometown is a very small town in Kansas. I am now in Illinois. We are stationed here. Let's see. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Oh my lordy. 2,000 people, 2,512 people is the population as of 2017 for my little small town in Kansas. Wowzers! So I graduated with a class of around 30, and so yeah, so let's see. First of all, growing up in a small town, it has its perks because obviously you know everyone, but that can be a bad thing too. But you like know everyone. I feel like you get super close with your classmates. I mean, cliques or whatever, all of that still happened in high school, but I feel like it wasn't as bad as the bigger schools, because everyone kind of just grouped in together, and we were all kind of just our one big group. And so that was very nice, because you felt like you could always have friends or whatever, because you were just like a small little class, you know? I think my kindergarten class, I had like 8 in my kindergarten class. Yeah, crazy, right? Or like 10, like around 10. Just super, super small. So my entire life until the end of my freshman year, I had like 30 kids or less in my class. Some other perks, I mean, it was very, I guess in a small town, which could be another bad thing too, but you are very like trusting. So I feel like you just kind of allow your kids to like walk up to the store, or allow them to just like walk up to the bakery. That is that is a major perk. The restaurants, I feel like in small towns can be better somewhat, because most of them are like owned by, they're not just like some fast food restaurants, is what I'm trying to say. Because I'll like literally be here and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I need some chubby pickle, I need the bakery, like their donuts, hello, the Chicken Inn, except for sadly that closed, Shelly Ann's, like they have some good restaurants. Here in Illinois, it's like McDonald's, Culver's, which, yeah, fast food is great and stuff, but sometimes you just like want a nice meal that's not like all greasy and gross. And so that was one huge perk of living in a small town. Another thing about living in our small town is their snow cone shack. I think I finally found one here, but otherwise I could only find shaved ice. And they were like, do not call us a snow cone, we are shaved ice. And so they're very serious about that. But that was another perk. The snow cone shack was great. But, oh lordy, I don't want this video to be super negative, but like, I don't know, like, I feel like the small town, I feel like everyone at some point should try to venture out, and I'm probably gonna get some criticism for this, but I feel like at some point everyone should venture out and like live life outside of that small little Kansas town, because there is so much life and world outside of it, honestly. Like, I feel like knowing everyone in a town can be so, because everyone knows your business. People like to start rumors, people like to gossip, just all of that. And so it can be crazy sometimes. So that's why, I don't know, like when we retire, we want like a nice town, but it's like we don't, like we still want there to be a Walmart and stuff. Because also in my hometown we had no Walmart, we had one stoplight. It took like 5 minutes to get from one place to the other end of the town. So there's that. So yeah, you had to drive about an hour to get to the closest Walmart. Once again, one stoplight. And so it was just very small. And I don't know, like I said though, it was nice because you could just like walk outside, play with your friends. You could walk basically anywhere in town. We used to go on super long like bike rides and walks and stuff. People are very trusting, like I kind of said, like we don't really lock our house doors, they don't really lock our car doors, which can be a bad thing as well, but people are very trusting. So I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, like my hometown just has its own little community, and it is good because I feel like when like traumatic events happen, or like just such like tragic stuff happens to like families or to a certain someone, I feel like the community really does come together, and so that's a good thing. But they come together and they help them like with food or raise money, and it's like everyone knows about it, and so it's easier for others, for them to like help out the family or the person who's in need. And so that's a really good thing, because I feel like in a big town, like if something happened, like I mean it's so big, like no one's probably gonna know or really notice, and so it's kind of gonna be difficult to really get help. So that I would say is a really good thing about our hometown, is just like kind of the sense of community, especially when something that's very tragic happens, like people just really come together. And so that's another good thing. So now I'm gonna talk about, so my end of my freshman year, I moved to Georgia, and so another video I'll explain like how my husband and I met and all of that. But so I moved to Georgia, and yeah, it was like, it was pretty scary. So that school had about 2,000 kids. So when I went from a school that had like 200 kids less to like around 2,000 kids, it was pretty crazy. I remember my first couple of lunches, I totally sat alone. I totally did. Look, I'm gonna cry. Those were some bad times, y'all. So it's crazy. Like obviously everyone has their cliques. Everyone already has their groups. I feel like it was more simple when you're new at a bigger school, because they're so used to it and you're kind of just like another person. But if you're new to like my hometown school, when we have like 30 kids in our class and like 200 less in the school, everyone's gonna notice you're new and all of that, and people will be like, oh, have you heard the news statement, whatever. And so I guess it was good that probably no one really noticed that I was even new, except for the people in the classes that I was in. But it was a wild change, y'all. So it was just very intimidating, like like just even walking the halls like was very congested. And I went from a school that had like one main hallway to then a school that had about 4 or 5 main hallways, or like 6, because it split up. So like depending on what subject you were going to, they had their own hallway. It's like all the English classrooms, own hallway. All like history classes, own hallway. And so it was pretty wild. So yeah, it was pretty wild. So, and then I remember like the gym, they had like their own little lobby there. We even had to have, like when I lived in Georgia, they like had these little like mobile homes, and so my Spanish class was like in this mobile home outside of the actual school. So it was just like huge. I will say, moving to a bigger school, there was a lot more opportunities, because for like electives we had like law and order classes, we had engineering, we had a nursing program, a culinary program, and I think like a couple more. And so there was many more opportunities. There was like a lot more clubs, obviously. Sports, let's see, I think it was about the same. Well, like a tennis team, they did have a softball team, and baseball, and then otherwise I think it was basically like what I had in my small town. So anyways, it was definitely a huge shock, because yeah, it's like, let's see how big my town was in Georgia. Let's see. So 14,109. Yeah. And I said like what? Phillipsburg had like, I think like 2,000 I said. And so insane, y'all. Okay, insane. So it was definitely very intimidating, and I was already really shy and awkward back then. And so I was just kind of like, I don't even know. Like I didn't make friends for a very long time. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm such a dork. But it was definitely a huge culture shock. And then when I moved to Georgia, obviously there's going to be a lot more fast food places like Zaxby's, Cookout, you know. Those are good. Those are good fast food places that I can handle, that Illinois doesn't have. But so then I moved back to my hometown, actually my senior year, and that's where I graduated from. So I graduated with a class of like 30, and I will say it was really nice to graduate with a smaller class rather than like, if I would have been back in Georgia, it would have been like hundreds of kids. It would have taken forever, whatever. So it was nice graduating with like a smaller class that I started out with too, because once again, like the bond is there. I feel like it's more special because there's like 30 of you, and so you each get like your own moment instead of it just being rushed and there being so many of you and everyone's like, can this just be over? And so I moved back to my hometown, and then after I graduated, I was married, and then I moved to Mississippi. So that was like the first base. We weren't stationed there, but I moved to Mississippi then, where my husband was, and that was also pretty big. I lived in Biloxi. It was pretty big. Once again, like a bunch of fast food places. We were near a big town. There were multiple stoplights. Like you had to get on an interstate to go anywhere. It was nice, and I was by a beach, and so that was another nice thing. But then we moved to Illinois. Like I lived in Mississippi for about 3 months, and then we moved to Illinois. Now I'm here. We live on base. There's like 2, 3 stoplights on base. There's a Walmart nearby. We have a commissary obviously on base. There's multiple stores. Once again, you have to get on the interstate basically to get anywhere. So that's like my little storyline. The gist of it is like there's just so many more opportunities out there. I'm not gonna lie. So like if you ever get the chance to like go somewhere new, I highly recommend trying it, because there's a lot more out there than just like that small little town. If you're like from my hometown or whatever, from another small town, like there's just like, and even if you're not from like a small town, like there's just so much more life and world outside of your hometown. And so I highly recommend once, or living outside of it, but just to like get out of your box, get out of your comfort zone, and just like try something new out. Because honestly, like if I wouldn't have like moved out of my hometown, I would have like never considered even starting to make videos, because like I'd have just been very nervous of like judgment, which I still sometimes am, but it's like, I don't know, it's just not bad. And so all props to you, Tori, because I don't know, people can be like super judgmental in a small town, and then like rumors can start and like just a bunch of crap. And of course you have to have a hard shell and learn that people are just ridiculous sometimes, but I probably wouldn't have ever considered this, so that's like an opportunity. I have gotten like so many babysitting jobs just because it's such a big area, so that's been another huge opportunity. It also makes me super excited that like my daughter will experience more, you know. And once again, there's its cons too, because like when she starts school, it like terrifies me. Let's be real, because it's gonna be such a like, it's gonna be so big most likely, and it's like, oh, like I just want her to have like that small little trusting school where I can feel good and don't have to sit outside of the school all day. I'm just kidding. Or am I? But anyways, so yeah, just like get out, venture out, go see what the world has to offer, because trust me, there's so much more out there. There's so many more amazing food opportunities out there. But yeah, this is like my little storyline. This was so fun. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And one day, or in a video in the future, I want to definitely touch base more about like how my husband and I met, like why I moved to Georgia, just like moving in the military, like all of that. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and don't forget, I'm going to insert, if I'm smart enough to know how, a clip from Tori's video. And all of her information will be linked in the description box below. So make sure you go and subscribe to her and give her some love, and give her video some love. And if you need some makeup help, she is your gal. And so thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and comments are always welcome. And I hope y'all had a wonderful Sunday once again, and a great week. A new week is ahead of y'all.
Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experiences living in a small town, and I kind of decided to add like my top 5 things I liked about it and the top 5 things that I hated about it.